Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. At first, it was supposed to be nothing more than a passing moment. A brief interaction that most viewers would normally forget seconds later. After all, Lee JunHo and YoonA are professionals, seasoned idols turned actors who know exactly how to behave in front of cameras. They've shared screens, scripts, interviews, and promotional schedules. To the public, they were simply doing their jobs. Just co-stars. Nothing more, nothing less. But fans are rarely fooled by what's supposed to be insignificant, because after that moment, something changed. And once fans spotted it, JunHo and YoonA no longer felt like just co-stars. It didn't happen during a dramatic scene or an emotional confession. There was no grand gesture, no obvious display of affection. In fact, if you weren't paying close attention, you might have missed it entirely. That's what makes this story so compelling. The change wasn't loud. It was subtle, almost quiet, and yet it spoke volumes. Fans began re-watching clips from interviews and behind-the-scenes footage, not because they were looking for proof of anything, but because something felt different. There was a shift in energy that hadn't been there before. The way JunHo stood slightly closer than necessary. The way YoonA seemed more relaxed, more at ease, as if the space beside him had become familiar territory rather than just a professional boundary. Before this moment, their interactions followed a predictable rhythm. Polite smiles, balanced responses, equal eye contact with hosts and cameras. Everything carefully measured. But after fans noticed that small change, the dynamic no longer felt symmetrical. It felt personal. One of the first things fans pointed out was JunHo's attention. Not the obvious kind that draws headlines, but the quiet, consistent kind. He started looking at YoonA not just when she was speaking, but even when others were talking. His gaze would naturally drift toward her, as if checking whether she was comfortable, amused, or simply present in the moment. It wasn't intense. It wasn't dramatic. It was natural, and that's what made it impossible to ignore. YoonA, on the other hand, showed a different kind of change. She smiled more easily around him. Not the practiced smile she's known for, but the softer kind that reaches the eyes without effort. In earlier appearances, she maintained a certain distance, both physically and emotionally. After that moment, that distance seemed to shrink. She leaned in when he spoke. She reacted to his comments faster than anyone else's. Sometimes, she laughed before the punchline even landed, as if she already knew where he was going. Fans began asking a simple question: when did this start? Some traced it back to a specific behind-the-scenes clip where JunHo instinctively adjusted his position to shield YoonA from a crowd. It wasn't staged. No one commented on it at the time. He didn't even seem aware of what he was doing. But once fans noticed it, they couldn't unsee it. That was the moment many pointed to as the turning point. The moment when things stopped feeling strictly professional. What made this shift so powerful was how unforced it appeared. There was no attempt to create fan service. No exaggerated reactions. No deliberate skinship. Instead, it was the absence of performance that caught everyone's attention. The comfort between them felt earned, not acted. In interviews after that moment, their conversations flowed differently. They interrupted each other in small, natural ways, finishing thoughts or reacting mid-sentence. There was a rhythm that suggested familiarity, not rehearsal. When asked about working together, their answers grew more specific, more personal. JunHo spoke about YoonA's habits, her timing, the way she prepared between takes. YoonA mentioned how JunHo helped set the mood on set, how his presence made scenes feel easier to play. These weren't generic compliments. They were observations. And fans know the difference. Another detail fans couldn't stop talking about was silence. There were moments where neither of them spoke, yet the connection was still there. Shared glances, small nods, comfortable pauses that didn't need to be filled. For co-stars, silence can be awkward. For people who share a deeper understanding, silence can feel safe. And that's when the narrative began to shift. Online discussions exploded, not with wild rumors, but with careful analysis. Fans compared old clips to newer ones, pointing out the gradual evolution rather than a sudden change. This wasn't something that happened overnight. It was something that grew, slowly and organically, until it became noticeable. What stood out most was how neither JunHo nor YoonA tried to address it. They didn't lean into the speculation, but they didn't shut it down either. They simply continued being themselves. And in doing so, they allowed fans to draw their own conclusions. There's a reason this small change resonated so deeply. In an industry where everything is curated, scripted, and managed, authenticity is rare. Fans aren't just drawn to romance, they're drawn to realness. To moments that feel unscripted. To interactions that don't seem designed for an audience. JunHo and YoonA's shift felt real because it wasn't perfect. It wasn't flashy. It was subtle, human, and slightly imperfect. A glance held half a second longer than necessary. A smile that appeared before the camera was ready. A step taken instinctively, not strategically. Even body language experts weighed in, noting how their postures mirrored each other more often after that moment. How their movements became synchronized without conscious effort. These are things that can't be faked easily. They happen when two people are comfortable in each other's presence, when they've spent enough time together to develop a shared rhythm. Still, it's important to note that none of this proves anything definitive. And perhaps that's the beauty of it. Fans aren't claiming certainty. They're responding to a feeling. A shift in energy that made them pause and think, this doesn't look like just co-stars anymore. And maybe that's all it is. Or maybe it's something more. What makes this story compelling isn't the possibility of romance, but the way connection can form quietly, even under the brightest lights. It's a reminder that not all meaningful changes announce themselves. Some simply happen, and those who are paying attention notice. As time went on, the small change became part of their shared narrative. Fans stopped asking when it started and began appreciating how natural it felt. Whether during award shows, press events, or casual behind-the-scenes moments, the ease between JunHo and YoonA remained consistent. That consistency is what kept the conversation alive. In the end, perhaps the most telling detail is this. Even when they're not interacting directly, their awareness of each other is still present. A quick glance, a subtle reaction, a sense of alignment that goes beyond performance. That's why fans can't stop watching. Not because they're searching for confirmation, but because they're witnessing something rare in real time. A connection that feels genuine, evolving quietly, without explanation. So after fans spotted that small change, JunHo and YoonA no longer felt like just co-stars. They felt like two people sharing a space that had grown comfortable, familiar, and meaningful. And sometimes, that's more powerful than any label.